Hello everyone, Ashley here. This is going to be part 2 of the weekly love quickies for each of the signs. So in part 2 we're doing earth and then air. And you can go ahead and check down below for the timestamps for each of those. I'll also link part 1, which was water and fire signs. I have found that when I film them all in one long video, that my camera wants to separate into 2 videos when I go to upload. So I'm just beating it to the punch and doing it on my own while I try and investigate what my camera is doing. So we will get started. I am using the Hidden Truth Oracle and the Priestess of Light Oracle. So, Earth. We're going to start with Taurus. We have River of Blessings, Releasing Constraints. It's a very interesting card there. Big leopard energy coming through. And we're also getting I regret lying to you. Okay. Virgo, calming the waters, and I don't react when people mention you. Interesting. And then Capricorn, we're getting hostilities, conflict, and unrest. You can see the full moon behind her. As I'm filming this, it is August 19th. This will be uploaded on the 20th, but we have a full moon on the 22nd. And she's got this very angry looking wild cat sitting at her feet. And you were the best thing in my life. Okay, so let's get some tarot to go along with those. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, love messages for the week of August 20th. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I did pre-shuffle the tarot. So we're getting the Emperor, the Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. Virgo, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Swords. And for Capricorn, we're getting Temperance, Five of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. Alright. Taurus. River of Blessings, Releasing Constraints, and I regret lying to you. I do feel like you were dealing with potentially a masculine energy here, as we have the Emperor. Doesn't have to be, so flip it and reverse it based on your specific scenario. But it does feel like the masculine energy here in this dynamic was maybe a bit of a player, a little bit of immaturity, hot and cold behavior here, and especially with this I regret lying to you oracle card coming through. It's interesting. I almost feel like the feminine in this dynamic has kind of taken charge here when it comes to this dynamic. It's like the masculine here was not mature. And it says releasing constraints. And this particular figure on this oracle card does have a bit of a feminine appearance. And so it almost feels like the feminine here has released this masculine energy and has bossed up and sort of used her own masculine energy to cut ties with this person. Because whatever this scenario was, it was clearly a burden, and it clearly came to an end with this being the Ten of Wands. And you could have been dealing with an Aries or Leo Sagittarius with all this fire energy coming in here. But clearly this masculine has some regrets. It almost feels like, though, that for the most part, the regret for this, like, hot, cold, it almost feels, it reminds me of, like, Seven of Swords type energy, where there's, like, liar, cheater, stealer type behavior. It almost feels like the regret, though, is coming more from a place of, like, a wounded ego rather than kind of more of a heartfelt regret. Like, there's not a Five of Cups here, you know. So I would say if you are the feminine in this dynamic, or the person that released the liar, cheater, stealer, you probably did the right thing and got rid of this, like, player energy. It does feel like you're kind of laying this burden down. Now, one thing I don't think I've ever noticed on this Knight of Wands card, it's like the horse. It's like frothing at the mouth. So clearly there was, like, a lot of high passion energy in this dynamic. It could have felt very sexually focused rather than love playing a strong part here. I'm just not getting a whole lot of that. It just feels like power and control mixed in with some lies. So releasing constraints, kind of letting go of this relationship here, Taurus. All right, let's move on to Virgo. This is kind of an interesting combination here. Calming the waters, it says peaceful self-regulation. And this card actually came out in the collective full moon reading. You can see there's a full moon sitting behind this sort of priestess energy or being here. And she has these large antlers coming up. And in the description of the card, it talks about those antlers acting as like antenna to higher knowledge. And when it came out with this, I don't react when people mention you. It's almost like this person, whoever this is that you're dealing with, it's like they are getting intuitive hits and higher knowledge about this relationship, but they're specifically like ignoring it to save face in front of other people. I think that it says calming the waters. I think they're trying to kind of act like it's no big deal. You know what I mean? So let's see. And one of the cards is the Four of Swords. So probably a lack of communication here between the two of you. Could also be some healing going on. But what's funny is we also have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So this person is coming in, and I do feel like they want to offer love to you, Virgo. I just think at this time they are sitting in this silence. Probably doing a lot of reflecting, but they don't want other people to know that they're thinking about you all the time. So if you have like mutual friends or what have you, I feel like they're attempting to keep their feelings hidden Not just from you, but from other people as well. Like, they don't want you to hear through the grapevine that they are, you know, you're constantly in their thoughts, right? But I do feel like they're coming forward, even if it's happening at a very slow pace with that Knight of Pentacles. So just be prepared. I think they're coming in. It's just, I think, taking some time. All right, Capricorn. Hostilities, conflict, and unrest. It's almost like this woman is bringing down this ball of energy from up above. Like she's channeling a higher power here when it comes to this conflict. And we do have the Five of Wands here. So clearly some arguments, some competition, some battles have been taking place. You can see in this depiction of the Five of Wands, they're having like a tug of war. It also feels like it says you were the best thing in my life. So I think somebody here has had a revelation. And I think that somebody in this dynamic is kind of trying to temper that high fire energy that's coming in. Like they're not only trying to heal, and I feel like you're doing some healing as well. I just feel like it's almost like they're trying to cool the jets with this temperance. And bring in some more patience, because I think you've already walked away from this situation, or with this moon showing up here, you are have just walked away or about to, and I think there's clearly some regret going on with this person. I feel like they're going to try to heal this scenario with you. But I think for the time being, it's almost like the moon itself has helped to bring in quite a bit of conflict between the two of you. Now this is a feminine figure here. So it could be that the feminine in this situation, it is also the feminine walking away in this card, is the one that is really fired up and pissed off. But I do feel a lot of regret from this other person. I do feel like they're probably going to try and heal this with you, with this Temperance card. So once things calm down, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some communication that comes in from this person. I'm also, just as I'm setting this stuff down, I'm also feeling like, I'm noticing there's a lot of like ocean waves behind these two men that are playing tug of war. And I kind of feel like they have like some deep emotions and fear that you are going to choose someone new. So I don't think they want that to happen, so I feel like they'll come in sooner rather than later to try and heal the dynamic between you. Alright, so moving on to air. I'm going to shuffle really quick. You can certainly skip ahead via the timestamps. Goodness. I don't know how to shuffle today. That or this deck is tired of me. Alright, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Love for the week of August 22nd. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Alright. So, Gemini, we have I left before you could leave me, and hidden knowledge, a silent understanding. Interesting. With a snow leopard. Alright, Libra, we both know I am not the one for you. And achievement, effort plus intention. You can see she's got a rare white buffalo sitting behind her. Get that in the light. And Aquarius, oh goodness, twin flames. And finding out the truth crushed me. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, let's see. Gemini, Ten of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Libra, Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Aquarius, Knight of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Alright, let me move that over there. I get a drink quick. Alright, Gemini. We got some heavy energy here, Gemini. Ten of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Some sort of painful ending. And clearly, I left you before you could leave me. And it's interesting, as soon as I pulled this, it says hidden knowledge, Akashic records, and silent understanding. We do have the full moon here, and there's a snow leopard sitting atop this feminine figure's head. Almost looks like shamanic. I think this person cut and run before, because it's almost like they had a knowing that you were going to leave them. So Ten of Swords, Four of Cups, and Three of Swords. So I feel like this is both you and your person's energy. There was clearly an ending that took place here with the Ten of Swords, and it probably was the type of ending that felt like a betrayal. And I do feel like there's a lot of heartbreak involved in this ending, but what's really standing out to me is that Four of Cups here. So it's almost like this person knew that they weren't the person for you. It's also like perhaps they felt that you had your eye on someone else. If you can see in this depiction of the Four of Cups, the Four of Cups is kind of like boredom, apathy, But it can also be an offer coming in from the universe. So a couple of things with that. This person may have felt like you were disinterested or you were getting bored in the relationship. And it's like they felt that on an intuitive level. But also what I'm noticing is that the cup that she's kind of like focused on is the one cup in the whole card that is not overflowing. So it was almost like there was a lot of positive happening in other aspects of your life. But this particular person, this fourth cup, might have been the one thing that did not feel inspiring. And so I do feel like on some level they had that kind of intuition or gut feeling that, and it is interesting that it says hidden knowledge, because I almost feel like this person knew this for a period of time and sat with it for a while before making this choice to leave. So I'm not seeing a whole lot of positive coming out of this other than, you know, the Ten of Swords is the end, and you can kind of move forward with this Four of Cups as like taking that offer from the universe. I do feel like something better is going to come along that will fit and will stay. So that's what I'm getting from that, Gemini. Alright, Libra. We both know I am not the one for you. And then we have effort plus intention. The card is called Achievement. And it's kind of, she's kind of making this interesting position with her hands. Almost like she's controlling an invisible orb between her hands. So you or your person could be like an energy worker. But I think the biggest thing about this card is that white buffalo. So they're like this rare creature that is also like a very spiritual, has a very spiritual significance to like the Native American people. Like she is, I mean, that's to me kind of what she looks like. And so it could be, I almost kind of feel like two energies here besides you, Libra. I kind of feel like you had someone in the past that treated you like an option and maybe even introduced quite a bit of confusion for you. Had other options, was maybe seeing other people, and kind of came to their own conclusion that they were not the one for you. However, there's this lovely white buffalo coming in the form of the Knight of Cups. And it is a dream come true kind of situation with that Nine of Cups. So it does feel like this Knight of Cups that's coming in is going to feel like an achievement. Like something that you've manifested, some sort of rare, amazing opportunity. So pay attention to whomever is coming in. I do feel like there is going to be a really positive outcome after perhaps a situation that was, you know, built in illusion. Okay? So that looks pretty nice. Alright. Aquarius. We have twin flames and finding out the truth crushed me. So this does, if this is not a twin flame scenario, it's a soul partner of some kind. I do feel like there was a lot of passion between you and this person, which is symbolized by this tiger here standing between them. But something, your counterpart has discovered some kind of truth about you or the dynamic or even themselves that has maybe destroyed their perception of the relationship. And I mean, it's really showing up here in these three cards. We have the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Somebody's seeing some kind of truth. With that Ace of Swords, this sword of truth has come in and has altered their perception. So like I said, this could be their perception of you. It could be their perception of themselves. It could be their perception of this twin flame relationship. But whatever it is, they've experienced some kind of an awakening here with the Hanged Man and the Ace of Swords. Now, with this Knight of Wands, I do feel like it kind of happened quickly. It kind of happened maybe out of the blue. And I feel like whatever this truth was that came through for them, the reaction was quite spicy. Like it says, finding out the truth crushed me, but I think part of what came through was a lot of passion and anger about whatever this truth was. Could be dealing with a fire sign, air sign, or a Pisces in particular. And I mean, that's coming in pretty clear. I don't really feel like I'm getting anything else off of that. Yeah, okay. So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. And that is the end of the Zodiac Love Quickies for the week of August 20th. I will get this and part 1 uploaded, and then I will be sure to link both videos together, and both will have timestamps for each of these zodiac signs. So I hope that was helpful. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the full moon that we have coming up on Sunday. And I definitely recommend you check out the full moon collective reading that I did. I'll link that as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.